episode.
Back in this thing. What's going on?
Another episode of Cognac Conversations. Let me take these off. Got a little glare up there from the light.
You feel me?
Hey man, I first want to start off by we really can wait for a couple people to jump in real quick. But you know, definitely gotta start off by saying thank you to all of those who have followed the page, liked, shared, all of that good stuff. So yeah, we most definitely wanna thank y'all for y'all support, y'all love. You know, we really appreciate that. And
most definitely. Pick it back off that, yep. And for those who giving us shout outs and stuff like that, y'all continue to watch. We're gonna have more content coming through. Y'all bear with us. Once this corona over with, hey, it's gonna be live in the face. We're gonna have different location spots, different setups, stuff like that. It's going down.
Most definitely. So we got a couple people tuned in right now. Again, like I said, we want to just say thank y'all for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? So today we gonna be on our sports shit. As you can see, he got on the Alabama shirt. He ripping
Roll Tide Roll.
He got ripping the Alabama hard. You know, I don't really have no sports gear on today. But you know, everybody know who I rock with. You know, gonna give him a slight glance of the cup. You know,
man, everybody worry about that.
I'm just saying though,
man,
like,
look here.
Okay, you saying you not worried about that, but I know you a Texans fan, right?
Ooh, oh no, sir.
But I'm saying, okay,
still,
well, let me not say fan.
Black and yellow all day.
You pay attention to the things that go on with the Texans, or you pay attention to the things that go on in the NFL.
Yeah. So
being that you do live in Houston, Texas, how is it that you are not a Texans fan?
Man, I always grew up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm not originally from Houston, so growing up I never really had a Houston team. By me not being there, I moved here in '91, a long time ago, and wasn't really into sports like that. But once I got into it, I gravitated to the Pittsburgh Steelers per se for football. I'm a Laker fan, but hey, for y'all H-Town watchers, I am an Astros fan. I always been an Astros fan. So we gonna keep that running.
Fact. So I'm an Astros fan as well, and it's crazy because I had an American League and a National League team. So it's always been Astros and the Yankees, because you know the Astros used to be in the National League, but then once they crossed over, then it was like, okay, so now both my teams in the American League, so now what I'm gonna do for is National League.
Right.
Then it took me back to the first team that I played for. The first team that I played baseball for was the Dodgers. So, you know, I'm gonna rock with the Dodgers. I ride with the Dodgers. So, you know, there's people to say, oh, you can't have more than one team, you can only have one team, this, that, whatever. But hey, when it comes to football, one team. Basketball, it's always Lakers and Bulls. And then when it comes to baseball, you know, Yankees, Astros, and Dodgers.
Well, I'm glad to hear you somewhat a Laker fan. I'm good with that. I can rock with that.
Somewhat, man. I've been a Lakers fan since Kobe was drafted, bro. If I pull out my yearbook, one of my closest partners back in high school was named Lee Mata. And Lee signed my yearbook that year and was like the Lakers would win the championship.
And they did.
They did.
Hey, speaking of championships, this is something I will always remember. What, 95? 90, one of them years when the Rockets won and OJ got jammed up.
I think
bro, I was so mad. I was so mad. He was in there. The dream was going off. Everybody, and all of a sudden they cut it to watch OJ run down. What's that? The 10 or whatever it is.
Oh, the white Bronco.
Yeah, the white man, bro. I was like, come on now.
Yeah, that Bronco.
I ain't worried about OJ. I'm worried about what a king finna do. Who you finna dream shake next? That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, so since we talking about Hakeem, who would you say is the most dominant center in your eyes of all time?
Well, like I was saying previously, I really wasn't into sports until I moved to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody from that era, 91 going up, dominant center, I'm gonna run with Shaq.
Okay.
I mean, and I got to, and what really intrigued me with Shaq at first, it was like, bro, why is you breaking all these goals?
Yeah.
But then he made so much of an impact, the league was forced to reinforce everything.
Yeah.
So if you that dominant as a player, not so much of your weight, because there's a lot of other guys with the same weight as you, but you just had the weight, the strength, and everything else. They made provisions to reinforce so you wouldn't stop games, you wouldn't do this and the other. After that, I mean, dude just took off. And stuff like that, you can't really take that back. Hey, that's what he did.
Okay, so you saying he took off, but one thing that didn't take off for him was his free throw shooting. Over his career, his free throw shooting has been horrible. It's been pathetic. So, with free throws, speaking of free throws and everything like that, what do you think about the new age of players, for say as the dunkers and everything like that, that's doing things different from the free throw line? Like I think it was Zach LaVine in one dunk contest that jumped from the free throw line, but took it like behind his back or something like that on the dunk. Like, what do you think about this new age of athletes that's being brought up and that's coming up?
Well, see, if you look at sports as a whole, everything evolves.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas from uniform to play style,
right,
coaching styles,
most definitely,
just the league in general. So, a lot of athletes now, basically getting more training. They're more athletic than back in the days. Because back in the days, if you didn't have a dominant center,
mm-hmm.
your team wasn't anything. Now you really don't have to have a center. Which, if you look now, they doing a lot of stuff. They trying to get rid of the big man.
Right.
So I mean, just the evolution of the game. Period. And that's on across the board from all sports.
Right. Because one thing I'm noticing is how you got, like you say, they trying to get rid of the big man, but more big men are shooting threes now. And you have guys like Jokic Jokic played for Denver. Am I correct? I think he played for Denver. But Jokic I think he's kind of taking it back, because if you think of one of the guys to me that he plays like is Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
With the pass and being a big man that could pass and the court vision.
And still better hold down the paint too.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
With stuff like that, that's a rarity right now. A lot of guys can't. Everybody wants to have their stats on the board.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking at the role players anymore. So you got big men out there like AD and boy from Milwaukee. What's his name again?
Giannis.
Yeah.
Okay.
These dudes can do it from the inside and outside.
But Giannis doesn't really have an outside game. Giannis is just long, and from the 3-point line to the goal, he probably pretty much just take 2 steps.
Yeah, with that, but he does have a nice mid range too. He can step back almost to the line and bank it.
Giannis?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's why him and Harden had the little beef they had, because of the fact Giannis is tall and can get to the goal at will, and James has to hold the ball for 19 seconds before he do anything with it.
Well, see, I blame the coach on that too, because I know from us coming up in sports,
yeah,
you was a team player. It wasn't this is your team.
Yeah.
You was a team player. So several players we're across the board now on football, basketball, baseball, stuff like that. The analysts and even fans are saying, oh, this is LeBron's team. This is Harden's team. At the same time, you can't play by yourself. If all 5, the other 4 on basketball players wasn't with you, you couldn't run that whole thing by yourself. You need role players.
Right.
So now it's more. to me, it seems more watered down, but it's a money game also. The fans want to see a lot of scoring, a lot of this and other. Defense these days don't matter. That's another reason why, even going back to me with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they defense back when I first watched it was, hey, could nobody touch it. Steel curtain was what it was.
Okay.
So now you like, okay, the linebackers are smaller. The defensive line is smaller. Everybody looking for speed, looking for people that can make stuff. But on the back end of that, if your offense ain't banging, it's not working.
Well, they say offense wins games and defense wins championships.
But is that the case now, these days?
I don't know, because if you look at Kansas City, they got a hell of an offense.
But an all right defense.
But then you got the Honey Badger back there, and he was once with the Texans. And you know what's crazy? Since we talking about,
go on, say it. I know where you're going with that. Go ahead and say it.
How is it that these players is starting in Houston, or not even starting in Houston, but come to Houston, leave Houston, and then win?
Players and coaches.
Because Gary Kubiak left and won.
Bro.
I think it started, for what I can remember, I think it started with Jacoby. When he left and went to Baltimore.
Yep.
And showed that. You know what? I need some Houston Texans fans. I need some Houston Texans fans to show up and do some talking
Somebody
back.
to say something.
I need them to do some talking back. Let me see. Let me get my Houston Texans fans. I need them to chime in.
Guess I'll wait for that since we both not Texans fans. I guess we have to wait to see whoever say something. Whatever, it don't matter. But
I mean, I can talk about my team. We go to the playoffs every now and then, but then when we go, we don't really do nothing. And when we do show up, or then when we do get there, you know, everybody saying Dak ain't the quarterback that we need to lead, but I don't think Jason Garrett was the coach that we needed for Dak.
I agree.
I feel like he kept him in the box because of the fact he been in the box his whole career as a player and a coach.
I agree.
Because you come in as a backup, I don't think a backup coach or a backup quarterback is able to, you know what I'm saying, pretty much lead a star quarterback and teach them how to, you know what I'm saying, be a winner or do whatever. That's just my personal opinion. Granted, you got Bill Belichick, who just been around the game his whole life. Yeah. And you got coaches in the league that's never played. But at the same time, I just don't think he had it. I don't think he had it.
And my question to you, do you think a good coach will be based on if he played or not?
No. I don't think a good coach is based on whether he played or not, because of the simple fact that, again, like I just said, you got Bill Belichick, who's been around the game his whole life. What other coaches is out there that's never played? I'm pretty damn sure Bill O'Brien didn't play. And if he did,
I think he did. I mean, I was watching something on some old stuff. I forget what college. I don't think he made it to the league. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he made it to the league, but I think he did play in college somewhere.
The way he's running the Texans, or the way he's making moves and doing everything, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a couple red flags. I wish I had a red flag around here to throw, you know, challenge some of the stuff.
Matter of fact, next time we do one about sports, we got a yellow flag. Every time we do some dummy shit, flag on the play.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna be. Flag on the play.
You can bring your terrible towel. We can use that. It's the same color.
And you know, our next sports show, I'm gonna be draped up and tripped out in black and yellow.
But I don't think you can use draped up and dripped out. That's Houston. So you can't really just use draped up and dripped out and talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, though.
I can use them terms because that's already spread across the market, period.
I know, but it's across the market for H-Town. Like, it's a Houston thing. Like, it's not fair to use a Houston term when talking about Pittsburgh. Like, it's just not. It just can't. Like,
so we gonna have this debate right now?
We can.
About
That's
that?
the whole purpose. So let's go.
We're gonna have this debate.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. What's your?
So let's backtrack.
Okay.
When did you become a Dallas fan?
I've been a Dallas fan my whole life.
Why?
That's what I seen growing up, watching on TV. It was Emmitt Smith. It was that when I started getting into football, it was Emmitt Smith and them. I say in them because, you know,
Coke boys.
Troy Aikman, yeah, them.
Coke boys.
Troy was a hater.
All the Coke boys.
Troy was a hater. So yes, it's been me and them, Emmett, Michael, and them. I mean, come on now, since we're gonna go into the debate, we're gonna talk about your quarterback.
What about
just don't cry like T.O. did when you talking about my quarterback.
Nah.
So what's up with your quarterback? What's up with your quarterback?
As far as what though?
Period.
I mean, he just said yesterday he's coming back and he got something to show y'all.
On the field or off the field?
On the field, he had any off the field issues in how long? Before that was some bull.
You think so?
I think so.
So would you put okay? So God rest his soul, Kobe. Would you put him and Ben situation in the same pot, being that it is some bull, or would you say it's some bull with both of the situations or both of the allegations, or would you put both of them in the pot and say that it was some bull?
I would, for the simple fact that a lot of these things are money based.
Okay.
And that goes on both sides. So I'm not being sexist. That goes on both sides. If there was a female that had allegations, it's probably because of some dude that looking for a paycheck. So with that, you can say this, say that, say that. At the end of the day, this player is going to try to get you out of their business because their focus is not on this issue, is on their craft.
Yeah.
They're a moneymaker. So if I can give you a couple of dollars to shut you up or just close the case, then so be it. Same thing with my boy, and I still ride with him. Pittsburgh Steelers to the day, Antonio Brown. That is my boy. Yeah, he crazy. The way he went about doing his thing was wrong, but he did have valid points. So at the end of the day, the way stuff came out about him and the allegation that he had is all because he started getting more public with things that he was doing. Now, if you're more public, somebody's going to be real apt to say, okay, since you out here, you got something to prove or you got something to spin. So let me see if I can get a cut of that. Let me get a little piece of that.
Okay.
Look, you don't agree with that.
So with you saying that, it kind of made, I was sitting here, as you was talking, it kind of, shout out to Arinthi, go ahead and read his comment, what he said, you know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and, so you can see what he said, because that's what it is all day, every day.
Boy, Lamonte say, what's up with the Henny?
Hey, today's episode is sponsored by Hennessy. As you can see, we got the pure white sitting on the table.
Going down.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Yeah, cheers. But it kind of had me thinking, when you were saying this about the money and some people do things for the money and stuff like that, it kind of had me thinking about an episode of Wildin' Out. And I know we talking about sports, and with Wildin' Out, of course, them playing games, it's competition.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions that it was an episode with Soulja Boy, and they asked Soulja Boy,
Big Soulja.
Yeah, they asked
Shout
him.
out to Big Soulja.
No, they asked him, what was you thinking when you was like, Big Soulja from the hood and dude hit you? Like, why you didn't just hit him with the
Pause. I'm not from respond to the ranking.
Okay, so yeah, you a hater. Anyway, so they
that's
asked
my
him.
Boy though.
They asked him why. I think it was DC asked Soulja why he didn't hit him back or why he didn't fire back off on him or whatever. And then Soulja started talking about how much money he's worth and things like that, and the people out here looking for paydays. So I agree with you with when you have a person who is higher up and in the limelight and things like that. You have people who have the mindset is I'm gonna get out of whatever situation I'm in financially is by connecting myself to a celebrity or connecting myself to somebody with money, or it could be a situation to where, you know, they connect themselves with somebody or to somebody and things happen and things like that just for a paycheck or just for a big payday to get them out of whatever financial situation, get their family out of whatever situation. So at the end of the day, yes, it is some bull.
It is some bull.
So,
all right, hey, we are not going to pause or go away from this here, but I want to send a special shout out to my homeboy in Canada. What's going on, Jason? What's going down with it? Thank you for tuning in.
I'm watching all the way from Canada.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hey, man,
yes,
make
sir.
sure you go ahead and share this video, bro. And like we said at the beginning, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We appreciate every share, every like, the interaction with us. We appreciate it from the heart. We really do appreciate it. So, we're keeping with the sports theme and we're keeping with the whole topic of money. Here, within the past week or so, you have two guys coming straight out of high school that's going to the G League. I think one of them signed for like $500,000 or something like that. What's your thoughts about players skipping college to go to the pros to get that family or to set that family okay, let me do it like this. What's your thoughts on players skipping college to go to the pros?
My thoughts are, if it's there for you, go take it. Because, you know, back in the day, they, not too long ago, recently stopped people going straight from high school to college, to the pros.
Yeah.
Now you have to have so many years of eligibility, stuff like that. I think this is a two-sport conversation, which is with baseball also. If you are that talented and a professional scouts looking at you, I applaud it. Hey, go get your money.
Pause 1 second right there. Shout out to Michael Bourne. He's an alumni of the same high school we went to, Nimitz High School.
Nimitz High School.
Former Astros center fielder.
And classmate.
Yeah, he graduated with us. He actually owns a couple apartment complexes and decided to cancel their rent due to everything that's going on. Yes. So when he brought up baseball, they brought that to my memory. So definitely shout out to him and to anybody else that's doing things like that. My bad to cut you out. Go ahead.
No, you good. But like I say, especially if you come from a poverty-stricken neighborhood, stuff like that, and that is your way to provide for your family, knowing the sacrifice from you getting there was not just because of you. Your mom put in sacrifice. If your dad's around, or vice versa, either one of those parents put that sacrifice in. So, not so much saying you have to pay them back, but to me, I owe that to my parent or whoever was my guardian to say, hey, you stuck by me doing this, that, and the other, because it wasn't just because of high school, whatever. It started a long time ago. So that sacrifice with them came in a long time ago. It came in when you was knee-high to the grasshopper's ass. You know what I'm saying? So they've been putting that time in with you despite everything else they had to do as far as working, putting food on the table. I mean, taking care of your other siblings and stuff like that. If you are in that position to take that, go. Tomorrow's not promised.
Fact. So, question to everybody that's watching right now: if your child is in any kind of sports, are you pushing them, or are you doing the things to help them get to their next level, which could be college? Well, we'll say if they're little league, that's getting them ready for middle school for high school, college pros, or whatever it is. Are you doing everything that you need to do to assist your child into getting to that next level? I'm gonna pin that question. You go ahead
and that could be being team mom. It could be if you're a dad in football, being a coach. I mean, just whatever. Just supporting your child. Make sure that they're there at practice on time. By me being a former Little League coach, that was our biggest thing. We had practice from 6 to 8. That doesn't mean your kids show up at 7. What kind of example are you setting or showing your kid by always being late or not caring. Stuff like that goes a wrong way. Kids are very impressionable. They watch what you do. If they know, well, I can go home and take a nap. I got out of school at 5. Got home at 5:30. Practice at 6. I can take a nap. No. Your parents should be that one that's pushing you. That in turn will pay off in the long run when they on that podium getting drafted or whatever, and they say, my mom did this, my dad did this, push me, did this to make sure I was at practice on time, make sure I was getting my grades, this, that, and the other. That is what inclines, well, that's what pushes that person, that kid, per se, to say, my opportunity is here, I'm taking it. My mom, my dad invested this in me, I'm finna invest back into them with this. From their hard works. I'm gonna keep working hard to keep doing for them.
So Corinthians just said, if they are a one and done, if they one and done, they should go to school for their 1 year and take business classes.
Yeah, but there are a lot of athletes that still continue education and actually get degrees and not just business classes. A lot of players go and finish there like they went for criminal justice or went for this, that, and the other, and they go finish. Now, mind you, their schedule is hectic because of their professional life now, but they still have that drive because, think about it, their parents put it in them a long time ago to keep pushing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting money now, but the ultimate goal is to get that degree, get something to take place after this money. Because what everybody failed to realize, this athlete money and this big thing don't last forever.
Right.
The average, and correct me if I'm wrong, the average tenure for an NFL player is like 3 years, if you're not first round draft pick.
You gotta look at Tom Brady.
3 to 5.
Look at Tom Brady.
But, okay, look at him, but also think about the systems too. The average. Tom Brady's not average.
He was below average. Coming in
below average.
How long was he on the bench before he started?
I can't quote facts on that one.
Okay. Who was the quarterback before Ben got there in Pittsburgh?
Oh, man, hold on.
Look at it like this.
We'll get back to y'all on that. But I know the quarterback before Brady was Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe, yeah. Then he came to Dallas. And the same way Brady got his start is the same way Tony got his start. Bledsoe got hurt, and then but Tony was a backup, and then got moved into the starting position when Bledsoe got hurt. So
I guess so. Basically, what I'm saying is, when your opportunity presents itself, take advantage.
Most definitely. Take
advantage. Just like Zion Williamson. He could have stayed at Duke and been dogging. But I guarantee you, if the rule was still in effect from him going to the league out of high school, he'd have went to the league.
Yeah.
I guarantee that.
I'm all for going to, if you can go from high school to the pros, minus football, because then now you're a kid playing against grown men. So that's the only thing.
Exactly.
But even with basketball, you're a kid playing against grown men. But if you do have the opportunity to do it, I would say take that opportunity because of the simple fact that 1 year in college could affect your draft stock. Like if you look at Zion ended up getting hurt, blew out his shoe and everything, and then was out pretty much for the last half of his college career. And granted, people had seen enough, or NBA teams had seen enough that the Pelicans still took a chance on drafting. And then now look at him. He back to doing his thing like he was never hurt.
And see with that, and I encourage all you parents out there to push your kids, especially if they're passionate about whatever activity that they're in, push them to be the best at all times. Zion's stock was still high enough for him to go number one because of high school also. He had 1 year at Duke, but his stock from high school was still up there. So all these GMs, all these money guys knew we still have a player. So I'm going to invest in him. With that being said, that came from his parents. Yeah, it's on the kid also to still push themselves, but it's also on you to encourage them to push themselves. Not live your dream through your child, but encourage them to be the best at whatever they're doing. That's why his stock was still high and he still went number one after injury. And still said that, let's say half the NBA season now since it's over with.
Yeah.
So.
Because he did play in some summer league, didn't he? Oh no, he didn't play in the summer league.
I think he played. Yeah, he played a couple of them and was still going off in there, but he still wasn't 100.
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. If you're a parent, I say more so than anything, push education. Education, and before you sign a contract, actually know what you're reading. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sign a contract just because the contract in front of you. Because that could be one of the biggest mistakes that you make in your career or in your life. Because if you look at some of these artists, they signing 360 deals, which means the deal that they sign, whatever they do within that deal, them whoever got them to sign that deal is gonna get paid off of them. So,
and what everybody else don't understand is there's this saying, money is the root of all evil. That's not true. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Definitely.
So if you looking to say, oh, I pushed him, or even the athlete, I did all I can do, I got this check. There's a lot of players across all sports platforms. They got that one check, and that was it. Their career wasn't anything. It was one and done.
So look, man, we got KD Waddell. He just tuned in, man. He's a definitely a diehard, avid Texans fan all the way around. Hopefully we get him to chime in a little bit, man, about what the Texans are doing, what's going on. I don't know, man. Hopefully we can get him to chime in and say something about what they doing. But you know, a lot of them hiding right now. They
Texas fans.
Yeah, they emotional
and
right now.
Let me say this. I'm going on record saying this. I am a diehard Steelers fan. But I was pissed off for y'all when they got rid of D-Hop. To me, that was the dumbest move. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wait for my Texas fans to comment, like, give me the frown face, something. But that one didn't sit well. I was like, what? What are y'all doing?
I don't even think they know what they doing, man.
That wasn't. I don't know.
I don't think they know. They. I don't know, bro.
A couple other things.
Huh?
I'm getting comments on a couple other things. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's your comment? What you got?
No, it's paragraphs. I gotta read paragraphs.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead. Go ahead and read your paragraph. So we were talking about players jumping from high school to the pros and everything like that. What is your mindset, or what is your thought on them not paying college athletes? For when I say paying, I mean as far as giving them a check in hand and things of that nature. And if they do take any type of money, then their eligibility is at risk. And I'm asking you this since you got that Bama shirt on.
And even going way back before even this shirt, if any of my our watchers, listeners, whatever you want to call it, are looking, if you are an athlete on scholarship, you are technically getting paid. For one, your whole college is paid for. Your room and board is paid for. All your meals, everything is paid for. And they actually give you money. I know back in the days it was every month. But you getting money for your expenses. So you're getting paid. Your job in college is to be an athlete and a student. Student first. So my thoughts on getting paid, as far as like endorsements, stuff like that, you're taking the thrill and the experience out of college. That's when you go to the next level. Everything is baby steps. You don't want to have them already in a mind frame of a professional athlete before they even get to that point. Because some of these guys, everybody's good. If you get a full ride D1 scholarship, you're good. But you don't want to get everybody in that mind frame to think that this is what it is. Because it's really not. Everybody doesn't make it to the league. It's thousands and thousands of players that play collegiate ball every year, but only a certain few get drafted. Right. So you don't want to put that thought in their head that this is life, because it's really not. Your main focus is getting that education. So,
and I think
that's me on that.
I think the lack of education, or more so the lack of knowledge, is what lands a lot of professional athletes in the situations that they get in when it comes to not being financially set, or having the funds for once they retire, or done with the game, because then they looking at, oh, well, the league should take care of us, or the league should take care of me because I played 10 years, or I played this amount of time. But yet, at the same time, you, within them 10 years or whatever time you played, you made over $100 million. So I think the lack of knowledge is one of the things that sets artists back. I think that's one of the things that set artists back, is the lack of knowledge. I mean, athletes. I keep saying artists. Why I keep saying artists? That sets athletes back is the lack of knowledge.
KD said, I feel college athletes should be paid a minimum scholarship and simply add a little stipend, maybe equal to $1,200. The average is $700 to $850 monthly, which is still very good. Yes, that is still very good, because your essentials for that month, keep in mind that this college is providing you everything else you need. Put us in the sense of being adults and having to live real life stuff. We have rent, we have grocery bill, we have this, that, and the other. This college on your scholarship is providing that. They're giving you extra money, so you can go out and get you some clothes and what have you. The extra should be something that you invest. The person that I admire the most, especially coming out of the league, is Marshawn Lynch. This dude didn't spend a dime of what he had. And also with basketball, with Kawhi Leonard. If people are giving you something, take it. Don't it ain't given to you to go splurge.
Right.
Because first of all, everybody's not fortunate to have that benefit that you have. So why every time something comes out, the new J's, this, that, and the other, we going to buy these, we going to do that because they're giving me this money? No, that's something for you to grow on for the future, because especially in a full contact sport, the next play may be your last play. So all these aspirations, all these dreams you had may be out the window. That's why I emphasize education. Because you can always fall back on education. Always.
Facts. Education is definitely top priority. I know as far as me, it's definitely top priority, especially with my kids. Kids, period. Because being a coach of a little league team, that's one of the main things that I ask is how they doing in school, what their grades look like. Like, if you're not doing good in school, you're not behaving at home, you don't get to come out here and play. And if you do play, you're gonna sit out a decent part of the game. And so then, definitely, I applaud parents who push education first, because at the end of the day, that's where your knowledge comes from. At the end of the day, knowledge is education. You learn it.
Most definitely. So, that and life experiences.
And being a child or young coming up, you don't really have too many life experiences to help you with that next level. All you can do is just watch and see, what everybody else is going through or what everybody else is going on. But
so hey, let's switch it up, and I would really love to get more audience participation. What do y'all think about the upcoming NFL draft? Last I seen was they were saying that it's going to be a virtual draft. For me, knowing that I would be in the draft period, I would be okay kind of with it, but the actual draft experience, going and walking on stage, having the commissioner hand yours and tell you this, getting that phone call and everything, just a big production. Because like I say, there's a lot of stuff you did behind the scenes that nobody saw, that when this is your time, I want this time. Give me my time. What are your views on that one?
I can agree with you on, walking across the stage and meeting the commissioner, shaking the commissioner's hand. I think they still gonna get that phone call. I think they still get that phone call before they get drafted, because, watching the players that skipped the draft and, did everything from home and everything, they still got the phone call. They still got that phone call and still got to talk to their GM or talk to their owner before knowing they were going to get drafted at whatever number it is they get drafted. So they'll still get the phone call, but again, like what you said, that experience is something totally different. They'll never get to experience going to the facility where the draft is being held, or hearing the fans cheer or boo or whatever it is once they do get drafted. All you have more so is the feedback from what you see online or the fans' comments and or things,
commentators
like that
from different platforms.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that you have is looking at TV or watching via social media, the internet, or whatever. I think it'll be dope if the fans actually got to chime in on who they would like to see drafted, due to the simple fact that that's who you get your money from. That's where your revenue comes from, is the fans. So you do a poll and see, who the fans want. And if that, at the end of the day, you do have the final say. But at the same time, if your fans say draft John Morant over Zion, you look at Ja, he haven't really had any injuries. Granted, I'm talking basketball, I'm talking football. But yet, Ja haven't had any injuries, and he's been productive for his team. Granted, Zion is a bigger name, a bigger market, bringing people in. I just think fans should have a say-so, because at the end of the day, that's where your revenue comes from.
Exactly. Like I said, I feel a lot of players can put in their work in there, and actually, the players are creating the hype for themselves right now, which as far as with all this social distancing, a lot of players are going live. They've started YouTube channels. They're doing Twitter videos. They're showing that, hey, y'all can put this into our virtual draft. A lot of stuff is, as far as me not dressing up, showing up. I think a lot of them have come to grips with that and been like, okay, this is not going to happen. So let me do something on the back end to still promote myself. So,
but I think, and like Corinthians just said, it's gonna change a lot. It's gonna be different because of what you said. Yeah, the phone call is cool, but nothing beats walking across the stage, shaking the commissioner's hand, and putting on that hat and repping your new team. I think they still gonna have that hat. I think they still gonna have some type of memorabilia, because there's gonna be a conversation that's gonna be had beforehand. I don't think it'll just be that day of. But then again, I don't know. Who knows how?
That's why I was going with that too. Cause I was like, okay, let's think back to when Eli got drafted and the shenanigans behind all that. I think this draft would be more of I know where I'm going. We don't have time to do all these different talks and this and other these trades. I know where I'm going. So I think a lot of players know where they're going now. If they don't right now, they will know probably by sometime maybe Monday because the draft next week.
Yeah.
So they will know what's going on. And not saying it takes so much of the anticipation away, but that's something that we've all become accustomed to watching the draft every April. Is that, okay, what's going to happen now? What's the big trade now? What's this? Now, it's just, okay, I know this person going number one. I know this person going here. And that's just live televised stuff, first round. So we actually don't even know if the rest of the rounds are going to be televised, anything like that too. I know for sure, and this would be dumb if they didn't, but I know for sure the first and maybe second round will be televised. They're still saying the draft dates, in which that's draft dates. It's not saying televised dates. But the draft dates are April 23rd through the 25th. So I know that Thursday, that's 23rd Thursday, correct?
Is it?
I think so, because drafts are usually on, I think, Thursday, something like that. But I know that those will be televised. Going forward from that, I mean, there's still a lot of fans that watch the later rounds in the draft, and that still means stuff to the players. So,
23rd is Thursday.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
We'll see, man. We'll see how everything goes. But you know,
I know this right here got a lot of players in there. I know we have at least. Let me see. We're gonna have well over 5 going the first round.
Okay, you saying we? How long you been?
Alabama.
How long you been an Alabama fan?
Forever. I've always been an Alabama and a Texas and a UT fan. Always. So I can't take that away from nothing. I always been them from when I was with the Steelers. I always been Alabama and UT. But I know for sure I'm straight Alabama right now because we got family in Alabama right now. So we gonna keep it right there. I ain't gonna say too much more because he don't want to be out there in the public like that. He's real reserved. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But y'all will see. Stay tuned. It's coming.
So when he get drafted, you gonna be at the draft party? You gonna be in where it's gonna be? Probably New York or something like that.
If he wants me to, I will. I mean, I don't force anything, but I mean, last year he was a freshman. He'd be a sophomore this year, and y'all just whenever football open back up, y'all watch Alabama defense. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't going no more details. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, if that's all he gonna say, I ain't got nothing else to say because I don't have nobody in college right now. Only person I know they're doing some plays defense for Dallas, and he's straight out of H-Time. So, you know, and it's funny. It's funny. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna end on this question. You've been a Steelers fan for the whole time that you've been watching professional sports and everything, right?
Most definitely.
Let's say the fam that you got playing at Alabama gets drafted, right? Hold on.
Wait, watch this here. Before you continue, I'm gonna support wherever you go. And I already had this conversation with my wife, his mom, and whatever. Wherever he goes, even if it's Dallas, I'm gonna wear a Dallas jersey.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
With his stuff on it, but
hey, it don't matter.
Trust and believe. Trust and believe. My undershirt is gonna still be black and yellow.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
I already knew you was going with this. I already knew you was going with that.
It's some converted Texans fans that have been converted over to Cowboys fans.
Man,
so
look here.
That's why I'm asking.
But at the same time, you always gotta ride with the fam, no matter where they go.
Yeah.
And that's in life general. If your family's struggling, you still gonna ride with them because that's your family. If they up, you ride with them because that's your family. So that's me. That's my take. And like I say, I don't mean to cut you off on that one, but I already knew you was going with that because this conversation's been had several times. Several.
Well, look, man, you heard it right here on Kanye Conversations that when his fam get drafted to the Cowboys, you're gonna see him in the Cowboys jersey.
Hey, but
So,
look.
It's said, it's done.
I said it, but I guarantee he gonna be somewhere up north.
Hey, who knows? You never know where.
But wherever he go, whether it's Dallas,
He ain't gonna be in Pittsburgh, and you ain't gonna get that look.
if he do, man, it's gonna be a shitstorm. I'm going off.
What if he go to the Browns?
Hey, I'm gonna support it. It's gonna be a tough one. But
Cause ain't there like one of your rivals that you have to play against?
the man in Cincinnati.
So if he landed in one of those. He landed in one of those cities or in the division itself.
Baltimore gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be hard because it's always out of us in Baltimore. It's gonna be hard, but at the same time, I gotta ride with the fam.
So even with Baltimore doing as good as they're doing, like,
I gotta ride with the fam.
okay, I'm just asking, man.
I have to.
I'm just asking, man. Gotta ask. Don't know if you don't ask, right?
Billy say DoorDash some hen. Say, bruh, that delivery and service charge gonna be out of the roof, bruh. Hey, but look here. Hey, we didn't want to leave it over our time today. We appreciate all the comments, and I want to send a special shout out to KD, cause yeah, bro, hey, you kept us going today. All the comments, and I know you are a part of all aspects of your kids' life and sports, stuff like that. So, hey, big salute to you, bro. And y'all tune in a little bit later on or whatever. We're going to post our social media tags. We don't have time right now to say them because we got to do spelling and stuff like that. We ain't doing all that. Nah, whatever. But y'all stay tuned. Hey, next episode coming soon.
All right, man. We'll holler at y'all. Like I said, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all can follow us, and you'll see all that good stuff in the end. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Cardiac Conversations. Let's